This is the day that the Lord has made. We shall rejoice and be glad in it. This is yet another Wednesday night when we gather together on Open Talk. You talk or I talk or we hear one another. And Open Talk has been very, very helpful. We have been receiving so many comments, and we want to thank you so much, our viewers. I just want to remind you that Open Talk is grounded and founded on the Word of God. Whatever we discuss here is based on the Word of God, and we invite guests from all over to talk on the current issues, their lives, and their families, their businesses, whatever they are doing. And right now we have another panel. We actually have a panel. Most of the times I have brought families, but tonight we have a panel of men of God who are going to share with us their experiences and that which they have gone through in the name of the Lord. And I trust that you are going to pick something from our Open Talk tonight. So welcome tonight, and please just enjoy yourselves and gather that which you need to pick from these men of God. I have 3 strong men of God with me tonight, and I want to welcome all of you gentlemen, servants of God. Thank you so much for coming. May the Lord richly bless you. What I would want to do is I would want them to introduce themselves. I would like you to introduce yourselves so that I don't introduce you and I forget something. Tell us who is you.
Amen. Praise the Lord. Good evening to my viewers or our viewers. I'm Reverend Dr. Miracle Aroma, the senior pastor of Deliverance Church Kangemi and sub-regional overseer Western Nairobi West region.
Thank you so much, Miracle. Yes, and who is you?
Thank you very much, Bishop. Good evening, our viewers. Thank you very much for watching us. I'm Reverend Waruisam, the senior pastor of Deliverance Church Waithaka, and also a sub-regional overseer of Dagoretti North sub-region. Also married to Reverend Lillian Waroi, and we are blessed with 3 kids.
Yes. Thank you so very much.
Yeah.
Last but not least.
Good evening, viewers. My name is Francis Agesa. I'm a pastor at the Deliverance Church House of Bread. I serve the Lord at the House of Bread. I'm married to one wife, Pastor Helen, and the Lord has blessed us with 2 children, Paul, Aril Shama, and Shekinah, and we bless the Lord.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you for coming tonight. I pray that we will go through the discussion. Our discussion tonight is a simple one. It's today is Wednesday, or tonight is Wednesday. This coming Tuesday, all Kenyans on the 9th, all Kenyans will be heading to the voting booth or the polling booth, because we are having our elections. And when we think of elections here in Kenya, so many things come into the people's minds. And we want just to discuss maybe an impromptu question. Do you guys belong to a political party, or you guys you don't belong to political parties? Miracle.
Well, to me as a pastor, I don't say before the congregation that I support a certain party. I should tell them I belong to AGIP. AGIP. AGIP is any government in power.
Oh, any government in power.
But I'm also a voter. I will vote to the party and to the president or any MP that will I'll support. Yeah.
And Waruisam?
Yes, I don't belong to any party because of my position as a pastor. I know in my church I have all types of people. Every party is represented. So if I stand there and use that platform to tell people to go this way, I will not be doing the right thing. So, and because voting is a sacred thing, I keep it myself. So I am there, I'm ready on that day. I'll go to vote to my favorite candidate. So, but I don't belong to any party. Yeah.
Omwami, what about you?
I don't belong to any party. But I'm a voter. I vote in here in Kenya is a secret. So I will vote for a candidate who I feel connects well with what I want for Kenya. And as a pastor, I'm a pastor for all. I serve all people. Those who are contesting, those who belong to parties, I serve them and I wish them well. But for me, kura yangu ni siri yangu.
Well, you know, when we come to the time of elections in Kenya, the time of elections in Kenya are a very, very unpredictable times. And we want to discuss and find out. One of the things that we remember most is the elections we remember is 2007 elections. The 2007 elections. Sasa tunapozungumza habari ya elections ya 2007, Waruisam, what comes into your mind?
Wow. When we talk about election, many things comes in my mind. To me, it reminds me the past. To someone else, it's a new beginning. But when I hear election, I remember what we went through in 2007, the skirmishes, the war, because actually even that time we did not even vote, but we were fought and the clashes were there, and we had to run for our life. So when we talk about election in Kenya, sometimes is not a good experience, because our people, politicians, they take it personally. They personalize everything, and it brings many hatreds, and you can see the division even right now. And even the other day, I was tempted to write on the social media and ask, do we have good leaders in this nation whom we can elect? Because when you look, you don't see. Because all what you hear is about insult, division. These people are not bringing us together. So when I see that, I remember where we have come from in the year.
You will tell us where you have come from, and you'll tell us what you remember. Yes, Pastor Agesa.
2007. On the onset, it looked quite a normal election. It looks quite a normal election. And so we went out. I voted. For me, I voted. I'm a Nairobi voter. I voted here in Nairobi. But what happened after the voting was the most unfortunate. I can remember very well as I was staying along Wayekwe, the nightmare, the chaos, and all that. So it gives me really passion to pray for Kenya, and to urge Kenyans. Politics is not a matter of life and death. It's not a matter of life and death. It's not a matter of life and death at all. And hopefully, this season, the Lord will be able to help us.
Okay. Miracle.
Yes.
Inakupeleka mahali gani? What comes into your mind?
Actually, when I hear the word election, it take me back to 2007, because I was a victim. And actually, to say the truth, the whole of my blood I usually feel that day because of what I underwent. And I think it's good to tell people it's not only voting, because we will vote, the election will come and go, leaders will come and go, but what we need is to bring people together. Because that time I don't understand what happened, because I served in that region for over 35 years. I was there. But you find that time, and I was a pastor, I remember I had with my years, this is not the time to say you are a pastor. This is the time our person or our people become in the government. So I can urge people, actually we need peace. We need stability in this nation. And we urge people, we are one, we are Kenyan. There is no that tribe or the whatever. That is the thing we can advise people, because that will bring peace in this nation. Yes.
Sasa wakati wa campaign, wakati watu walikuwa wanafanya campaign, kulikuwa na hints zozote ya kwamba kunaweza kuwa na shida?
Actually, it is something very was hidden. Nobody knew, because even I was a pastor with many members, and nobody even could tell me anything that was going on. But I remember when it was 27th December, the date of the election. My vote was in Kisumu, and I was from Moroni, 60 kilometers. As I boarded a matatu going to Kisumu to vote, reaching hours, I found something very strange. They stopped our vehicle. They said, kuna mtu wa Central Harbour. And I thank God, because I was known by Makanga. They said, no, we are all rules. We are all the people of this region. So I escaped that time. Reaching Ahero again, it was the same. And again, the Makanga said, no, we don't have somebody from another region. I went
So were they speaking in Swahili or in Kijaluo?
They were talking the Ru. Yes.
You understood?
I know it. I can preach with them. Yes. And miracle.
Oh, Kamano.
So it was bad. Then after I voted, I went back to Moroni. To my surprise, and I was almost the chairman of the pastors. I met two pastors, and they could not greet me. And they knew me. I said, what is going on here? And they just passed. At night, a pastor of evangelism called me at 2 a.m. Told me, hey, Pastor, are you asleep? They are coming for you. They are going house to house. Said, how? He said, no, me, even I have escaped, I have gone. Me, I remained in the house. After a few minutes, hey, a team like 50, because I had a very big compound, they came. By God's grace, because I heard them, they said, ule pastor anakuaga mzuri. Ule pastor tuachane na yeye. But tomorrow, we are going to burn that church, Gospel Assembly. And you know, Bishop, in the morning, because I was just in the house, they burned that church with everything inside.
Allah.
Everything inside. So, to me, election is just we pray and you tell people we need peace. We need peace.
Wow. Na Waroi ulikuwa pande gani?
I was in a place called Girimori, that is a side of Kipkelion West. And there we bordered with on the one side with the Luo and the other side with the Kalenjin. So on December date 12, around there, that is when we started hearing the rumors, lazima mtaenda, mlisema kazi iendelee, so ukuwa tamchaguani. That is when things started becoming worse. But when the days of election came near, we could not even vote because the houses were started to be burning. They started burning houses and even fighting. So when President Kibaki was declared a winner, that is when everything got mad. And they came in a very big number that very night. Very big number. Talk about almost 1,000 people. And they came into our center, that is Girimori, because Girimori, it was a big place that have many houses. It was a business area. We had a very big market. And they put all the houses, all the shops into fire. And all of us, we went in the bush. And in the following day morning, we were called and we gathered in one school by the name Kunyak High School. That is where we stayed waiting for the help from the government. Remember, we have children, there is no food, there is nobody is coming for you. And we stayed there for about 1 week without any help. But I remember the government sent a lorry with the relief food for us to be able to have something to eat. And then from there, they bring those trucks, and we were ferried to Nakuru showground, where we were a bit safe. So when we are talking about election, we are talking about something that is hurting the heart and is breaking our heart so much. Because even after all that, even if I go back there today, I can see people who stole our things. They wear our clothes. They have our doors in their houses. They are using our households. You're invited to somebody's house, unaenda unakuta ile kiti yenye unapewa ukalie ni ile ilikuwa yako. So you don't feel good at all. You feel bad. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Agesa, wewe ulikuwa dunia pande gani?
Mimi nilikuwa hapa Nairobi. I was here in Nairobi and even now when the campaigns are going on, there's a problem with most of us Kenyans. We don't recognize that politics, elective politics is a contest. And in every contest there is a winner and a loser. And so the mistake that many of us do is to think or to anticipate that the candidate we are supporting must win or is the outright winner. And that's where we go wrong. Even now as the campaigns are going on, as we are approaching an election day, even the candidate I will vote for, I'm voting for that candidate knowing that he will win or he will lose. He will win or he will lose. That is the reality that we must have when we are approaching elections. And the bigger problem, I don't know how I've seen us vote. The way my brother Warui is saying, you vote and then the Reverend Miracle. People from a certain region. I mean, a leader should be a leader. A leader should not be somebody from your region. And that's where we are having a problem. Where we are staying, when we voted, I remember, we were people from, it was a concentrated place. You find majority of us were people from Western Kenya. But our landlords, our shopkeepers were people from Central Kenya who were intimidated. They shut their shops. They closed their shops. They disappeared. I said, it was terrible. It was terrible. They saying that they did not have food to eat. Us, we do not have food to buy. We do not have food to buy because any shop that will open, people will run in and just plunder the shops. So it was a bad experience, something that you wish it will never occur again in this country.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Sasa, let's look at our leaders. When we look at our leaders, do you think our leaders contribute towards the chaos that come after elections?
Yeah. I have been there in where I was for that 5 years. I was working in railways and serving God. But we were very friendly with these people, even intermarriage. Mm-hmm. So it is only the leader who caused this chaos. Because if like where I was, that house I was staying, my neighbor was a manager in a sugar factory. We were very friendly. Even when they were coming for me in my house, his one told me, hey, Baba Isaac, they are coming for you. I want to hide you. That man, and this is he took me inside his car in a boot. Yeah, he took me outside the town. And as we were passing, everywhere was fire. And I remember they stopped that vehicle there. But Kodogo, whom are you carrying? He said, no, sina mtu yote nimebeba, but I was in the boot. And he took me outside the town. He left me at the sugar cane. And that is now saa moja na nusu ya usiku. told me, Baba Isaac, I have nothing else to help you. I have rescued you from those young men. Just try to get where you can go. So I had to go to the bush, the sugar cane. So what the question you have asked here, I think the problem is the leaders. And they have been campaigning saying they are going to eliminate this beast of corruption. I don't think that is the priority. The beast that is affecting Kenya is tribalism. If we can be all of us Kenyan, it can be so good. And again, I can appeal to the government in the future, they change our ID. Because I remember what they were doing. You pass, they are there at the road. They're asking, show us your ID. You had to carry your ID like this. So if they see John, carry whatever, you are a victim. So they need to bring that to come to an end. All of us, we are Kenyans. Yeah. Yes.
Yes. I can say that leaders contribute this chaos 100%. Kenyans and citizens are so good when there is no election. When there is nothing like election, we live very well. These are our neighbors. We take our children to school, the same school. We do the same things together. We interact every day. But you see a leader who is out there with the selfishness and personal interest. And now that person stand and try to show his tribe or his people how they have been intimidated, how they have been sidelined because of this and this. And all this is all about lying. It's all about lies. Because they don't speak the truth. They don't tell people the truth. So they incite people against each other. And because in Kenya we have a lot of, many people who have problems. We have many people, and especially young people who have no money. They buy these people, they incite them, they give them money, go and cause this, go and cause chaos here and there. And finally we find ourselves in such a scenario. So what I will say is that the way Reverend Miracle have said, we have been divided in tribal lines. Because even like now, if you look at in our nation, it's like every tribe have their own political party. Every tribe in Kenya, especially the major one. And you see that tribe maybe is from Central. That party, Kikuyus are very many in that party. If you go to a Kambani, the same. So if in future we can think the way we can work out without these tribal parties, and we bring these people to the level of national, they discuss national matters, not about this tribe has been in power for many years, that we have been sidelines, we don't have this. And sometimes even people have that notion, if our person get there, mkate wetu tutakuwa na mkubwa, will get bigger share. And it is not true, that is a lie. So I will say that leaders contribute to these things and this chaos, yeah.
The problem we have is our leaders are polarizing. That's the reality. Our leaders are polarizing, and even when you listen to their messaging, you know, if the person you are contesting against is not your enemy, it's not your enemy. All these candidates I'm seeing, although I would not vote for all of them, I'll vote for one. But they are all Kenyans, and they are good people. They are good people. So the moment a candidate refers to another in a derogatory way, then the supporters of this one who is being referred in a negative way, they build up negative energy. They build up negative energy. That polarizing is what we are supposed to remove from our political platforms. I would wish that our political leaders would come and put on the table an idea that they can use to solve a problem without trying to ensure that the one they are contesting against is the problem. You see, so you realize that when they do their messaging, when they make their campaign promises, they are trying to show that if you vote for my competitor, you'll be inviting problems. Because my competitor is your problem. And then another problem, they tell their people, they tell their followers, they give them promises that are not realistic. In other words, they build a false paradise for their followers. They promise things that they know they are outrightly impossible or not really easily implementable. Sasa are the followers who are just young people who are desperate on the road, they are struggling with life. When you try to polarize their minds, when you try to plant that seed in their mind, then they can do anything for you. And then the bigger problem is when the results come out. So everything just falls back to our leaders. How they do their campaigns, how they craft their messaging, and how they handle when the results come out. If they can be able to check on those areas, I can guarantee you, Kenyans will be calm. But if after the results have announced, the first thing is to cry fault. When the lead is crying fault, the people who voted for him, they feel it. They are very easy to be triggered to do something that is not right. So the ball lies with our political leaders. That's where the ball stops.
So I want us to go back a little bit, Reverend Miracle,
Yes.
because you said you were left in the sugarcane.
Yes.
At 7 in the night.
Yeah.
So what happened? How did you get out of the sugarcane?
After 5 days, I was in the sugarcane.
After
5 days.
5 days.
Yes, I had a phone and it was new. Yeah, I could use it.
And the battery lasted for 5 days?
Yeah. A lady from our church, old woman, Ashosho, she called me. She said, "Our pastor, where are you?" I said, "I'm in the..." "Where?" She directed the police. I remember the police officer who was in charge of Koru police station was Amkamba. He took another 4 policemen. They came for me. And when they called me, I could not answer their phone because I was fearing any strange phone. After that, they wrote a message. He said, "We were sent by Mama Kandege." Then I discovered they are genuine. They came for me. I was very sick and hungry. They took me. As they took me, we were passing through the road going to Koru. They asked me, which is your church? I showed them the church. My church was just at the highway. This day. Said, "You have built a big church like this and a school for the community and they want to kill you." Then we met a member, and I remember still my member at the court junction there. Do you know what happened to that man? Pastor Bahatiako. Somebody I knew. Bahatiako. So they took me to Koru police station. By good luck, they respected me. They said, "You'll not be in the crowd with other people," because it was full with the people. Women, children, men, people are there. They gave me somewhere to sleep. I took a shower. They gave me food. In the morning, they asked me, "Pastor, we are going to Nakuru. Can we take you to Nakuru? Is it safe?" Yes, I said it is safe. They took me to Nakuru. And you can remember you met me in Nakuru. I went to the late Mwakio. That's where they took me. And you ordered Mwakio to take me to the hospital. I was taken to the hospital for the first time because of what this happened to me. I had no blood pressure. But that time when they examined, I had pressure, malaria. I was treated. I said, "No, I will not sleep in the hospital." Me, I refused. They took me to Chester Guest House, and you paid. I stayed there for 4 days. After 4 days, you came with Bishop George and somebody else. And you asked me, Miracle, now, what do you want to help you? I told you, I want to go to Nairobi now. My wife is in Mombasa. I want her to go to Nairobi. To do what? I don't know what I'm going to do in Nairobi, but I want to go. And I took a bus to Nairobi. Reaching Nairobi, I remembered one of my members who was a treasurer in my church had gone to Nairobi working with the pipeline. I called him that I have nowhere to sleep. Can you come and take me? He took me. And by that time, Red Makio had bought me a trouser and a shirt because I had only one clothes. Then when I reached there, I spent there for, I called my wife to come from Mombasa. Coming to unknown because we don't have in a house. And my wife came. So we stayed there. I told that man, now Sunday is tomorrow. Can you take me to Bishop Keman's church? He told me, yeah, it is Simam, I'll take you. He took me there. I said, it's a big church. I stayed behind there. By good luck, when Bishop was called to preach, he spotted me. He said, Mira, what are you doing here? I will tell you, Bishop, later. He said, no, come and sit here. After I preach, you tell me why you are here. So that's how my story began in Nairobi. He told me now, tomorrow come on Monday, and he ordered his people to look for a house. He paid for me. They got a house, and he paid. So I used to go to that service every time now and there. But what I experienced, Bishop, is the worst. Somebody who was an overseer, ex-officer in the railways, I was sleeping on the floor with cartons with my wife and our last born. And I remember it was very painful. My son asked me, Daddy, why are we here? Why are you sleeping on the ground, on the floor? I don't know. I'll tell you why. Nikamwambia what happened. Do you know what he asked me? Na kwa nini Mika hayuko hapa? The neighbor, the child of our neighbor. Kasema no, kulitokea hivi. Why? I was to explain this boy. The problem is that we were not born there. We were born this side. That's why we have come back home. So the story was very difficult to explain to this boy. But from there now, because to cut the story short, I was IDP by people calling me IDP. And I remember I told my wife one morning, this spirit, unless we diffuse it, we knelt on the floor, and I told my wife, can you repeat these words after me? From today, we are not IDP, but we are VIP. And we stood. And in 2 days, region overseer of Nairobi South, he had my phone, he called me. Asked me, I was told you are looking for a place to start a church. I said, yes. Come. There is a church which has been locked. The pastor resigned. Come. That's how I came to Kangemi. And I remember you ordered them to pay the bill, the money that was there, because they could not open the hall. It was 230. And we agreed that they pay, I'll be paying. Adepts, I don't know, but I agreed to pay. But today, that's now history. I'm VIP. God has blessed me. I forgive those people because I went back to bless them. And I told them now continue. Even up today, Bishop, these people, they still recognize me as their pastor. They think I'll go back. Because when they have a problem, they call me. I told them, no. For 14 years, I'm not coming back. I got another congregation. So what I'm appealing to our leaders, let them not divide us. Kenyans, they love one another. Kenyans, they work together. We intermarry. Like now, my daughter is married in Ru. The other one is married in Ukambani. The other one is married now in Central. So we need to appeal to them. Let them give us peace. We remain united as Kenyans. Yeah.
Wow. That's quite a story. That's quite a story. Yes, Waroi, I'm sure you have your story.
Yes.
Tell us your story.
Yes, we were IDP. I was my IDP with my family. We stayed in a showground in Nakuru for about 2 months. And then later we talked with my wife and we said we could not stay here. Let's go to Nairobi. She had a sister here in Nairobi at Githurai 44. That is where we were accommodated. I remember because this house was small, in the evening after we have taken our meal, they could remove the table and then mattress would be put down, and that is where we were sleeping for about 3 months before we get a small house, which we were supported by Bishop Jimmy Kimani to pay. It was going for 3,000, but we could not even afford that. Because now you have come this side of Nairobi, you are new, you don't have anything else you are doing. You used to work, we used to work in Girimori. That is all our life was. But now on this side, we had no income. But with the support of Bishop Jimmy Kimani and other senior people of God, and even you, Bishop, through your support, we managed to get where we are. We went with Mzee, Reverend Miracle, into Kangemi, supported him, and we worked together for about 9 months before we shifted to Waithaka, where we are stationed up to now. And for sure enough, God has been faithful to us. We are no longer IDP. As he has said, we are VIP. God has blessed us. Today we are not even renting. We stay in our own homes. To our Kenyans and our fellow Kenyans, also we have a responsibility as people of God. And every Kenyan has a personal responsibility that we don't allow this wave of politics and election to take us away, because election will come and go. In fact, it is only one day, but you can see the effect when people are taken by those waves, destroying property, destroying things that has been built for many years, and people destroy what they have been building. So my appeal to Kenyans that let us be resilient, let us be peaceful. Even if the leader comes and try to incite us and tell us that this person is bad, this person is not good, we refuse that one. Because as right now, Bishop, because we do go back to Girimori. Girimori is our home, up to date. We do our things there. We are farming there. We do farming there. In fact, in the next month, I'm going there to harvest my maize. We do farming, so we do go. But when you meet these people and you ask them, ni kwa nini mulitupiga? Wanatuambia pastor ni saitani. So we cannot be blaming devil forever. It is not the devil, it is us. We take personal responsibility. Manake, when I do that farming, I myself, I don't take jembe and go to till my land. I give these people that work. I give kibarua. You see a Kalenjin in my shamba, a Lu in my shamba. I pay them, they get money, and they are very happy because we are working together. But when the war broke and these clashes, we part and we run away, we come this side. Then when you go back there, wako na njaa. Even nakumbuka, I can remember some times back when there was this thing they were calling Operation Rudi Nyumbani. We were taken back with a big lorry by the government. When we landed in Girimori, we found these people waiting for us there. This round, they don't have rungus and pangas. Their hands were like this. Karibuni, tumewangoja zaidi. Vile mulienda, tuko na njaa, mumekuja na mahindi kidogo mtupe. So we ask them, how? We just went into town. You are the people who are left with the shambas. So we expected you to have some maize to give us. So when we were away, walikuwa na njaa zaidi. So I can say that God can use anything to turn our life around, but let us not agree to go back there. Yeah.
Lo. Agesa.
Yes, sir.
Wewe hukuwa Girimori na hukuwa Ahero, hukuwa Muhoroni.
The beauty, what happened in Nairobi was we were tunapimana nguvu. Watu walikuwa wanapimana nguvu Nairobi. And so in Nairobi there were no minority and there were no majority. And so in a situation where there is equal force on both sides, somehow things normally end up balancing themselves out, so that you realize in some places here in Nairobi where there was too much suffering, too much pain and too much suffering, people people thrown out of their houses, how homes burned down, landowners kicked out of their premises. It was a bit of a tension at that time. But my appeal would be political processes are supposed to make our lives better. By intention, by design, political processes are supposed to come and elevate us from a lower level to a higher level. But the problem is, and my appeal to us, even as you're going to vote, is that let us not be emotional voters. Let us not vote with our emotions. Let us not vote with our emotions. And Bishop, you had talked about leaders participating in the creation of the problem. I still just go back there. And my appeal is, as Kenyans, let us trust our institutions. Let us trust our institutions. Let us not, our politicians, they should learn not to always be crying victim. You know, when a big politician says, ninafanyiwa hivi, ninafanyiwa hivi, ninafanyiwa hivi, it makes their supporters get out of control. But if our politicians will learn to trust our systems, allow the police to do their job, allow the electoral body to do its job, allow the courts to do their job, and the voter should go out there and vote. Out of these processes, Kenya can become a better place. Kenya can become a better land. It's my prayer that we will not go back to that pain, that suffering that my two brothers here experienced when they were outside Nairobi doing the work of the Lord.
Now, there are these gangs. There are gangs in cities. Do you see, were there gangs huko mlitoka, ama ilikuwa tu ni watu tu kijijini ndio walizuka na hizi shida, ama kulikuwa na watu ambao vijana ambao walipawa pesa, ama walizuka tu wakaanza hayo maskamishes?
Hakukuwa na special gangs wale walikuwa wanaoperate pale. Is just the ordinary young men. And what why they came for the fighting is because many of them, they don't have jobs. So if they are just promised something small, that they came. If there can be any system of changing the life of these young men, I think that one can make the things to be in control. Also, I can say about the politician, because I heard some of them say, that after you fought, remain at that station until announcement. That is very dangerous. Bishop, that's very dangerous. People should vote and go back to their houses, wait for the result. But if we tell every politician to watu wangoje kwa polling station, that's where chaos will begin. Because after the announcements, and the expectation was that their candidate will win, they'll bring chaos. Yeah, let's avoid that. Yeah.
Okay. Yes,
yeah. You see these many young people without job, without money. And these people also, they have their own lives. And they were promised, they were told, go to school, after school you get this, you get job, and then finally they did not get job. Then these politicians, they take advantage of on that. Because I'm trying to think, if everybody has his own money, has his something that he is doing, they will not be found to go on the road to start rioting and throwing stones here and there. But because of their idleness, these politicians, they took advantage. And even they tell them, if I am elected and get there, all of you will have job. When someone is promised something that will change his life, then the person will die for that. And that is how they started regrouping and start coming up and fighting. I can say this, Bishop. Our system in Kenya are very good. We have very good system. And even we have very good ideas which other countries come and borrow and go and implement and they work in their countries. We have good documents. We have, everything is good, but the bad governance, that is the major problem that we have. People who have that, they have people at the heart. They have that, they have a goodwill for people, and they want to see their life being transformed. And as my brother here said, that these people comes with the lies. They cheat these people, will transform your life, will give you this, will give you this. Others are going out with handouts to give these young people. And they follow them for years. Then unasikia mtu anasema hapana, ninanyanyaswa. Then that group comes up and the chaos starts. So there are those groups. But if the government can work out our policy and make sure that whatever they promise people, they fulfill that one, things can be good.
There is apathy that comes up with the problems. Mahali ambapo you get to a point where you find that people are saying, me, I will not go and go and vote. They don't want to go and vote. What can you say to encourage the people to go and vote on Tuesday? We
should never allow ourselves to reach a point where we just give up. Because when we give up, then the situation gets worse. The idea is, among all the candidates that you'll see on the ballot paper, among all those candidates you see on the ballot paper, there is one who can do a good job for you. There is one who can do a good job for us as a nation. So everybody, your vote is your ticket into the future. Your vote is your ticket into the future. Don't vote because somebody has bought you a bottle of drink, or somebody has given you a handout. Go and vote because this person has demonstrated or has convinced you that he can do something, even if it is in a small way, that can have a profound ripple effect in your life. So when we are going at this time, kila mtu, everybody should go and look for their voter's card. Your voter's card and your identity card. Because when you stay awake, the example, I saw an advert that was running in the media. When sober, when you don't go and vote, that wrong politician will mobilize people. They will go and vote for him. They'll go and vote for him for one or two reasons. And he will win. And once he wins, the people who voted for him, they will propel that agenda when he's in office. So it's our responsibility, all of us. Let us show up. Let us wake up in the morning. Let's go there. Those of us who pray that God may guide you to the best candidate you will vote for. But again, once you are voting, vote with an open mind. Drop your vote in the box and go home. And trust the Lord. Your candidate might win or might lose, but Kenya should move forward.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Warui, will you tell the members of your church to go and vote?
Yes, I usually tell them every Sunday. I have like 3 minutes, and I remind them we are in the election year season, and there is a campaign mode. Number one, we don't allow anybody to come to church with branded things, branded T-shirt, branded capes or kanga, no. But we remind them and we tell them it is their responsibility, personal right, to prepare and to wake up on that very day and go to polling station and vote. And vote, because that is the only way every person can express his or her wish in this country. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes, Miracle.
Yeah, actually, I remember, I will not mention the politician who came to my church the other day. He's a senior politician. I told him, here you cannot speak. But me, I'll speak on your behalf because I know your record. He said, yeah, and also my party. I said, I will not talk about your party. I will talk about the individual because we are looking the quality of a person. It is a person. And he left there very happy. He told me, Pastor, I think. I told him, yes, your record. And leave me, I'll tell the people because you know your record. And he was very happy about it. So what I'm trying to say here, let's not try to vote for the party. Let's get the individual, a man who can deliver or a woman who can deliver. I think that will be the best quality. Mm-hmm. And we will never know. So I have been telling people, go. Because it is so bad, Bishop, we, especially believers, we are so good in prayer, but taking the initiative, we are poor. Because we cannot pray for a good government in Kenya, but we are not going to vote. Mm-hmm. That means you are bringing failure. You have prayed, then go. It's like now I have intercessor in the church. Then tomorrow I plan for a meeting, a conference, bishops come, but they don't come for the conference. Mm-hmm. And they are praying for the conference. So we need to take the initiative that these people, we need the quality of people, and we pray for them. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Well, I am trusting that our viewers, you have gotten something. We, as a nation, we are headed to the polls this coming Tuesday on the 9th of August. It is your time and your opportunity to choose the leader of your choice. Let me speak to those in the church, those who watch this program. Please don't sit at home and say you are not going to vote, that your vote does not matter. That one vote matters a lot. That could be the vote that will bring God's choice. Forget about all these prophetic words that you have been said, that God said it is so and so, God has told me it is so and so. If God has told you, it is for you, not for everybody else. And when we look at the book of Acts, in chapter 1 and verse number 24, they prayed and they said, God, you who knows the hearts of all men, show us which one of these two, in this case we have 4, maybe 3. Okay, let's settle with the 4. But we pray, show us which one of these 4 that you have chosen to lead this nation. And as you go voting, in your mind, the first thing you think is church. Think about your faith. Who would stand with you in your faith? Who would defend the faith? Who will not fight the church? You've got to sit and ask the Lord to show you the person who he is going to vote, you need to vote for. When they prayed in Acts, God did not come through a prophetic word saying, "Thus says the Lord, so it is so and so." God spoke through the ballot. It is when you go into the ballot that you are able to know, to ask the Lord, lead me to the person that you want me to vote for. And I pray that we shall have the right people, that we will come up with the right women's rep, the right MCAs, the right MPs, the right senators, the right governors, and the right president and deputy president. Because the future of this nation is going to be placed in the hands of the people that we vote for the next 5 years. They will make decisions, and the decisions they make will definitely affect you, either positively or negatively. So when we bring in the wrong people, then we have the wrong kind of leadership. I pray that your spirit will be alive as you go into that booth, and you will vote for the right candidate. And after you have voted, please just go home. Watch from the television or listen through the radio. Go through the social media and listen from there. Don't just sit there at the polling station or near the polling station waiting for what may come out. You go and stay at home and wait for the results to be announced. And for our political leaders, I plead that you all be ready to accept the result of IEBC. Let us not attack IEBC. They are the bosses for now. Let us have confidence in them. If there is any man we need to pray for, is the chairman, Chebukati, because the whole weight is resting on him. We need to pray for him day and night, that God will give him the backbone to carry this whole weight, that God will give him the right mind, that he will be alert, and that he will not be moved by any political pressure, that he may come, that he may alter anything. We need to pray for him and to bless the Lord for him and the courage and the confidence that God has given to him. So I pray that as we go voting, that our confidence will be in the Lord, and that our politicians will accept. If you do not accept, don't go and tell the populace that you have not accepted. You go to the court of law, because there is the court of law that will listen to you. Instead of inciting young people who are jobless, and you give them a few shillings to go and kill one another. And to our young people, remember, these politicians do not have their children on the streets. The politicians have their children either have flown out of the country after the vote, or they are staying in their luxury homes, safe and sound, with a watchman and a police officer at the gate, that no one can get to their gates. For you and I pray that we will go into our own houses and stay there, that you don't allow yourself to be used by any politician. Don't allow yourself to throw stones. Don't allow yourself to go on the streets and protest. Let them go to court. Let the politicians go to court, and the court will listen to them and will listen to their arguments, and there shall be result. So let us trust our systems, that our systems will work for good. Thank you so much. May the Lord richly bless you. I know the saints have been praying. We have been praying for this, but now let's not just settle at praying. Let us now go and vote come 9th of August. And realize this, even as you vote, your candidate could either win or lose. So be ready to win or to lose. And when you win, if you win or when you win, do not over-celebrate. When you celebrate, don't go attacking those who lost. And if you lose, don't go attacking those who won. No, you say one had to be a winner and one had to be a loser. I happen to be in the team that was to lose. Just like a football game, there is a winner and there is a loser. And that does not reduce you in any way. Thank you so much. May the Lord richly bless you. This is your pastor and your friend, Bishop Macharia, coming to you through Open Talk. You talk or I talk. So let's go and talk openly and tell our people to go and vote and to become during the voting. Thank you so much, men of God, for coming. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your contributions. May the Lord richly bless you. Amen. And may the peace of God reign in this nation. We'll see you next Wednesday when they have announced the results. God bless you.